Pain is not your enemy. It is your creator. It forges where comfort falters, carving strength from suffering. Softness has no teeth. It cannot bite. It cannot defend. It cannot endure. Pain teaches the lessons that no words can convey. It does not ask for your consent. It drags you to the edge and demands that you choose, endure, or break. Those who see pain as the enemy misunderstand its role. Pain does not destroy. It remakes. Weakness cannot survive it, and those who do are no longer weak. There's humor in the fear of pain, a kind of irony that the very thing people dread most is often their salvation. Without pain, there is no growth, no understanding of what the body and mind can withstand. The soft seek to avoid it, to numb it, but in doing so they hollow themselves out. To avoid pain is to reject evolution. Pain sharpens the dull edges, pushes the stagnant forward, and burns away all that is unnecessary. It is a cruel teacher, but an effective one. Pain is a shadow that never leaves. It walks beside you, quiet, persistent, patient. The mistake is thinking it can be outrun. It waits. It always waits. When it comes, it does not creep. It crashes, a tidal wave, against the fragile walls of denial. Those who accept it, who let it consume and refine them, find a strength that no comfort can provide. Pain does not betray. It reveals. What lies beneath the surface is laid bare under its unyielding weight. To fear pain is to fear life itself. Existence is pain, a series of struggles, losses, and sacrifices. But within that is the beauty of resilience. Pain strips away illusions, leaving only what is real. It has no time for theatrics or masks. It demands authenticity. Pain does not care for excuses or weakness. It is impartial. Those who learn to work with it, to harness it, to use it, find themselves wielding a power that few can comprehend. Weakness sees pain as a foe, but strength recognizes it as an ally. Pain does not coddle. It challenges. Every ache, every scar, every reminder of past wounds is a medal of survival. Pain does not lie. It is brutally honest. It does not come to comfort, but to push. Those who rise in its aftermath are not the same as those who fell. Pain refines, reshapes, and redefines. It is the hammer to the anvil, the fire to the steel. There's a kind of humor in the idea that people flee from the very thing that can set them free. Pain isn't the enemy. It's the gatekeeper. It stands between what is and what could be. Comfort will whisper lies in your ear, telling you that it will protect you. Pain, however, offers no such lies. It breaks you down so that you may rise anew. The fire burns, yes, but what emerges from the flame is forged, not destroyed. The shadows of pain are long and cold, but they are not without purpose. Pain does not ask for permission. It takes what it needs to do its work. It is the architect of strength, the designer of resilience. The strong understand that pain is not a burden, but a gift, though a cruel one. The lessons it teaches cannot be learned in any other way. Pain does not forget, and neither should you. Pain is laughter in the face of despair. It is the grim joke played on those who thought they could escape it. The stronger you become, the more pain will test you. It is relentless, unmerciful, and yet it is fair. Pain plays no favorites, owes no loyalty to anyone. It is the great equalizer, bringing kings to their knees and lifting the fallen to their feet. Pain does not pity, nor does it ask for pity in return. Action is the only answer to pain. To wallow in it is to let it win, but to act in spite of it is to claim victory. Pain respects only movement, only forward momentum. Those who rise do not wait for the pain to pass, they move through it, dragging it with them like a reluctant companion. Pain cannot be bargained with or ignored. It is not a kind teacher, but its lessons are vital. Pain teaches not survival but dominance over what seeks to destroy you. Greatness demands payment, and pain is its inevitable price. Those who wish to stand above must first fall below, crushed under the weight of sacrifice. The world doesn't give its rewards freely. It takes everything before it offers anything. Those who flinch at pain will forever remain in mediocrity's shadow. Pain is the toll for crossing into realms of power, and those who pay it with trembling hands are unworthy. The path to greatness is marked by suffering, a currency that only the strong are willing to spend. Suffering is not a punishment but a forge, hotter than any flame. It melts away the weak alloys of comfort, leaving behind pure steel. Greatness cannot coexist with ease, and those who think otherwise have already failed. To suffer is to understand the weight of ambition. Every scar, every ache, every sleepless night is a testament to the price paid. Suffering doesn't ask for sympathy. It asks for resilience. Those who endure find that greatness is not a gift, but a debt repaid. There's a twisted beauty in suffering. It strips life to its barest form, revealing the raw essence of existence. Comfort numbs the senses, dulls the edges of reality, but suffering sharpens them, carving clarity from chaos. It does not deceive. It does not flatter. It forces the soul to face itself, unadorned and unfiltered. Those who embrace suffering are not broken. They are purified. The fire of suffering burns away everything unnecessary, leaving behind something unshakable. The great do not fear suffering, they crave it. It is the highest form of pain, the ultimate test of resolve. To suffer is to challenge the very limits of the self, to stare into the abyss and step forward anyway. Those who rise through suffering do not emerge the same. They are not merely strong, they are untouchable. Greatness is not for the faint of heart. It is for those who can endure suffering's cold embrace and make it their ally. Suffering is not without humor, a dark, biting kind that only the strong can understand. It laughs at weakness, mocks hesitation, and revels in the breaking of the unworthy. Those who suffer and rise find themselves transformed, but not by kindness. The world respects suffering, though it does so silently. It watches, waiting to see who will crumble and who will conquer. Suffering doesn't grant power, it forces you to take it. And when you do, the world takes notice. Power and suffering are lovers, entwined in a brutal dance. Greatness does not arrive on gentle wings. It storms in, carried on the winds of torment. To suffer is to understand what it means to truly want something, to reach for it with bloodied hands, and refuse to let go. Suffering strips the soul bare, leaving nothing but desire and will. Those who endure are those who achieve. Suffering does not discriminate. It tests all equally. But only the great pass. To endure suffering is not to survive it, but to wield it. Suffering is a weapon, sharper than any blade. It cuts through illusions, pierces through doubt, and leaves only determination in its wake. Those who suffer and remain standing are not victims. They are victors. The pain they endure becomes their armor, the suffering their shield. Greatness isn't handed to those who avoid suffering. It is forged in the fires of their agony. To suffer is to learn the true meaning of strength. The world may pity those who suffer, but it reveres those who rise from it. Suffering does not care for pity. It demands respect. To suffer and rise is to claim dominion over life itself. to declare that no force can break you. Those who shrink from suffering remain nameless, forgotten in the shadows. But those who embrace it carve their names into history, each letter etched with blood and resolve. Suffering is the greatest price, but it is also the greatest teacher. Pain and suffering walk hand in hand, twin architects of greatness. Together they break and rebuild, destroy and create. Those who face them without flinching find a power that cannot be stolen, a strength that cannot be questioned. Greatness does not ask for permission. It demands suffering. To shy away is to admit defeat before the fight even begins. The truly great understand that pain is not the enemy, and suffering is its most sacred form. Suffering is the mirror that reveals your truest self. In its relentless grip, there is no room for lies, no space for masks. It strips away the pretenses of pride and humility, leaving only raw essence. Greatness is not found in those who avoid the mirror. It belongs to those who stare into it and face what they see. Suffering forces the question: are you willing to endure for what you desire, or will you crumble under the weight of its demands? Those who shatter and rebuild themselves in its reflection are the ones who emerge unrecognizable, transformed, and unstoppable. There is a cruel humor in the dance of suffering. It is an uninvited guest arriving when least expected, yet it always has a purpose. Those who understand its role find themselves laughing not in joy but in defiance. Suffering does not intend to entertain, it seeks to break. But laughter in its face is the ultimate rebellion, a declaration that even at its worst it cannot own you. Those who learn to thrive in suffering's company do not just survive, they ascend. They rise above the chaos, becoming masters of their pain, wielding it as a weapon no one else dares to touch. Suffering is the crucible where legends are made. The path to greatness is not a straight road. It is jagged, cruel, and littered with the remnants of those who gave up. Suffering ensures that only the worthy continue. It doesn't ask for permission and it doesn't apologize. It demands sacrifice, perseverance, and a will that refuses to bend. For those who rise through suffering's relentless grip, there is no greater victory. Pain is not the enemy. It is the price of everything worth having.